There are a lot of questions us Thomas fans have been wondering. Like, why does Diesel 10 have a claw? What happened to King Boko? Is James gay? Is there a fan of Misty Island Rescue? Okay, we can simply answer the last one. But the most important question in anything Thomas related, apart from why Thomas got invited to this random wedding, is how many episodes did Terrence appear in? Terrence the Tractor, no one's favorite character. But seriously, is there anyone here who has Terrence as one of their favorite characters? Terrence is honestly one of the most boring characters created by Wilbur. He looks dull, has no personality, but let me tell you something he does have. That face. That was my childhood trauma. Like the title says, I'm gonna rank every single episode that this thing appeared in. Why am I doing this? Because I fucking want to. Terrence first debuted in the season 1 episode, Terrence the Tractor. He does nearly nothing in this episode since it's not about him, it's about Thomas. I think Terrence appears in this one for like 30 seconds. That's it. But since I'm ranking them based off how much Terrence appears in them, and he only appears in like 30 seconds in this one, I'm gonna have to give this one a 4. Not bad, but needed more Terrence. Terrence's second appearance was in Thomas's Christmas party. He clears snow. He's there. Yeah, it's a 2. He didn't do shit in this one. Let's move on to season 2. Okay, so apparently Terrence was mentioned in the Swedish dub of Thomas and Trevor, but I don't know Swedish, so I don't know where he was mentioned. So, to all my Swedish viewers, can you tell me in what scene he was mentioned, please? So, this episode is automatically a 1. Wasted my time watching it. There is no Terrence. Sorry. Didn't waste my time with The Runaway though. This one had Terrence actually engaging in a conversation with someone, even though it's short as shit. What matters is that he's here, and he speaks. I would rate this episode a lot higher, but he's only here for like 30 seconds. So, a 5. Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree is the perfect way to end season 2. Fine. The episode's fine, there's nothing really wrong with it, but holy shit, did they film this episode midway through an earthquake? Because holy shit, this camera is unstable. But who cares about that? We came here for Terrence. This one shot of Terrence and the cross-side one are the only shots of Terrence in this entire episode. He has no lines. Like I said, this episode is fine, but with Terrence material, it's a 2. Now let's move on to season 3. Henry's Forest is really heartwarming. Wouldn't call it one of the best Thomas episodes, but it's really good. But we came here for Terrence and not Henry, so Henry is sad, the forest is gone. Toby, like the good friend he is, tries to tell Sir Topham Hatt Then Toby brings some trees to the forest, like the Chad he is. Then we see the man, the myth, the legend, Drake. And also Terrence. Terrence has one line in this episode, and I really like it. I'm gonna give this episode a 6 in Terrence material. He just doesn't appear much. Mavis is the episode where they tell a train to shove whatever they're pulling up their ass. This is canon, by the way. Terrence appears for like one shot. That's it. I would rank it higher, but Terrence only appears in like 2 seconds in the entire episode, so yeah, it's a 4. I wish I could rank it higher because of the clip I'm gonna show you.
It would be best to help Mavis after all. An angry farmer was telling Mavis just what she could do with her train.
Shove it up your ass. Edward, Drake, and the really useful party is an episode no one gives 2 shits about. It's an episode where all 3 roadies get together, and yeah, it's fine. Birdie gets stuck on some mud and Terrence has to save him.
Strong ropes, Terrence and Trevor pulled Bertie clear of the mud.
But Drake's just sitting there. He didn't pull Birdie. It was all Terrence. Oh, I see. You're just trying to make Drake look good by saying he helped Terrence when it was him who did all the work. This is just so unfair. Guys, spread the hashtag Terrence deserves better. 5 out of 10. Please stop filming midway through earthquakes. James and the Trouble with Trees is basically Gay James, the episode. And it's honestly one of the best season 5 episodes. Hell, one of the best Thomas episodes in general. Terrence in this episode gives advice. Advice that is actually important. And honestly, I'm gonna give this episode an 8, just for the moral alone. Fuck them trees. Happy Ever After is Terrence's final episode in the classic series. And for send-off, yeah, it's fine. He tells Percy some information that's valid for the episode, and that's it. That's all he does in this grand send-off. 6 out of 10 for the meme. Mike's whistle, Duncan's whistle, Faulty Whistle is a fine episode. I like how Terrence is just doing his job and then Duncan comes up and like, I'ma spook you, bitch. And then he loses his dick. I never expected to say that sentence about a talking train. Please don't take that out of context. Yeah, it's a fine episode. And Terrence and Tyrrell especially, so 5 out of 10 probably. But something really bad happened after this episode. That being that Terrence stopped appearing. This Chad of a side character didn't even appear in season 7, and in the hit era he didn't even exist. Truly sad times for humankind and Terrence Nation. He was rarely mad. He rarely showed any signs of emotion, but he was never mean. He was never angry. All I gotta say is, bye, Terrence. We love you and we miss you. And then in 2017, Brenner remembered he existed. Terrence is back, boys, and this time with a personality. So, you know, that Terrence Breaks the Ice is a 10, just for that alone. I don't care. It is a 10, and that is final. And the Blub episode is like a 3. Alright, finally, the final ranking. Thomas and Trevor. Thomas's Christmas party. Thomas and the missing Christmas tree. Diesel do right. Mavis. Terrence the tractor. Faulty whistle. Edward, Drake, and a really useful party. The runaway. Henry's forest. Happy ever after. James and the trouble with trees, and Terrence fucking dies. The end. They can finally go to sleep.